Hello. Today I'd like to share with you 3 simple tools which you can use for stage fright, for voice or speaking in public, and also for stage presence. So first we'll start with stage fright. So starting with stage fright, as you may have noticed, when you experience stage fright, your heart starts to race. Your heart rate goes up. So we're going to try to bring that heart rate down with this simple breathing exercise. Now, the good thing about this is it connects directly with the work that Michelle was doing with you in the other video. So just continue doing that work. We're going to take a deep breath in, and when we do that, we're going to start by filling up down here in your belly, and then the air fills up in your ribs, and only then does it fill up in your chest. When you release the breath, you're going to release on a stream that's an S sound. Pick a spot on the wall in front of you and imagine that this S sound is being delivered right to that spot. You're sending it on a stream directly to that spot. So when we do this, we're going to do this on counts. So this varies with everyone. So for me, it's a count of 4. I inhale on a count of 4, I hold for 4, and then I exhale out for as long as it takes. So depending on what instrument you play or your lung capacity, this may change for everyone. So see what number is right for you. Right now you can just try with me using the number 4. Okay, so we inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. As long as it takes until all the breath is out. So let's try it again. This time I'm not going to count out loud, I'm just going to do it. And inhale. Let your breath return to normal again, and then you'll do it one more time. And inhale, hold, exhale. And now the fun thing about this particular tool is that you can test your heart rate before you've done this little exercise, and then after you've done this 3 times, test your heart rate after and see if it's gone down. And if it hasn't gone down, do some more breaths. Take your time in between. Obviously, if you're feeling lightheaded or anything like that, just take care of yourself. Do it nice and easy. You don't need to take the world's biggest breath. There's no pressure. It's just a nice, easy exercise to calm you and to get you breathing deeply, to control that breath on the way out. Okay, so give that a try. Okay, so next we're going to go into voice and speaking in public. Again, just with one simple exercise today. So we're going to build exactly on to the breathing exercise that we were just going to do. But what I'd like to say first is that I think the key thing to remember is when you're walking on stage and you need to say your name and the name of your piece, you're not just speaking to the people in the front row. You have to aim your voice to the people in the back row. And then everyone in between hears you fine, but they can also hear you. So just imagine that your voice has to go all the way to the back row, okay? So let's just get used to making sound. I think that's the main thing. If you do this kind of thing every day or, a few days a week, but get used to the sound of your voice. Get used to making big sound in a room feel really silly, feel really brave and bold. And then when you walk out and make that sound in front of an audience, it won't be shocking to you. The sound of your own voice feels quite natural. Okay, so let's continue with breathing. This time, we're going to do the same thing. Breathe in on a count of 4 or whatever your count is. Hold for 4. And when we exhale, instead of exhaling on a s, we're actually going to exhale on a mum, 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 mum. Okay? And then we'll do that 3 times. So I'll just do it once for you here, and then you can repeat it 3 times. So it goes like this. Hold. Mum, 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 mum. And just go ahead and keep repeating mum until you run out of air. So again, sending this to a spot on the wall. Imagine that the sound is coming from down deep inside of you. It's not just coming from here out. It's coming from down here. And you just sort of create a funnel, or a tunnel, I guess, with your whole body. Imagine that your whole body is just this tunnel. Your throat gets out of the way. Everything gets out of the way to let this sound come up and out. Just like when you're playing a guitar, when you hold the strings, of course, that stops the sound from coming out. When you let it go, the air that's in the body of the guitar can produce that beautiful sound and allow it to resonate out. It's the same here. So we need to get out of that way so the sound can come from the body of you. So do that 3 times when you're practicing on your own, making this mum sound. And then do it another 3 times. And this time, just practice saying some words instead of mum. Practice saying, my name is, and I will be performing da 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 da. And I challenge you to do it a little bit louder than you would normally do it. Get used to the sound of your voice. Get used to how silly and awkward that might feel at first if you're not used to it. And get used to imagining that you're sending the sound to the back of whatever auditorium or living room or huge concert stadium you're in. Imagine that you're going to send it to the back of everyone. Okay? So give that one a try. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is take a look at stage presence. So a lot of people think that stage presence is not something that you can learn. It's just something you either have or you don't. But actually stage presence is something that we can work on and something that we can learn. We're going to be using imagination a lot and working with images, which I think you guys do a lot of in the music world as well. So it shouldn't be that strange to you. All right, so first, let's just close our eyes right now. I'll just talk you through it so you can go ahead and close your eyes. Imagine that there is a bright, golden, radiant sun that lives inside your chest. There is this warm, radiant sun glowing, and this lives right inside of you. And from the core of that sun, right there in the center of you, you can send out rays of light in every direction. You imagine these rays of light coming out of you in all directions, to the right, to the left, up, out of the top of your head into the sky above you, down through the bottoms of your feet into the earth below. You imagine these rays of light coming out in front of you, and you imagine these rays of light coming out of your back. Send those rays of light behind you. And now open your eyes and imagine that there are rays of light coming out of your eyes. Good. So that's one simple introductory thing that offers you immediately a connection with the space around you, and also with this image of radiating out light, which actually has the effect of making you seem larger on stage, like you're taking up more space and like you're kind of glowing. Okay, So the next thing that we're going to do is also using an image, and this time we can close our eyes again. This time you're going to imagine that standing right in front of you is this version of yourself, and this version of yourself is your ideal artist self, your ideal musician self. She's standing about 1 foot in front of you. She's facing the same direction as you. And this is you at your most creative, your most confident, your most inspired. This is you at your most focused, at your peak of performance capability. Take a look at her in your mind's eye, just the details about her, the expression on her face, the posture, even what she's wearing today in your mind's eye. It might be different from what you're wearing today. And that person is so specific, standing right in front of you, that you can actually reach out with your hand and touch the back of that person's shoulder. Feel the warmth of their skin. That's how real they are, right there in front of you. And now all you're going to do is simply take a step forward. You're going to step into that body and just inhabit that version of you. Go ahead and take a step forward. You step into that body as if you're stepping into a new suit of clothes. Take a deep breath into that body. Allow your eyes to open and see out of those eyes. And notice this shift. What is that difference? Notice this shift now that you're inhabiting this ideal artist version of you. It's just a simple decision that we make, and we use this imaginative tool to connect with it. And now, finally, I'd just like you to do one final stage of this, which is practice allowing this confident version of you to lead the way. So allow this confident version of you to take the first step. So you'll have an impulse to go do something. Allow the confident version of you to take the first step. You imagine that that body that you're now inside takes the first step, and then you just follow. So there's not a great deal of pressure for you to go on stage, for example, or go do something that you don't want to do. Actually, it's just a matter of engaging with this ideal version of you and then allowing them to lead. Allow them to make the first move or start speaking. Pick up your instrument, whatever it might be. So just do that for yourself right now around your room. Have a little experiment. See something across the room. I see a book over there. I'm going to have an impulse to go pick up that book, and I'm going to send this confident person first. There she goes, and then I follow her. So then everything I do feels a little bit easier because she's already leading the way. Try this with a few things around your space, and also try it with your instrument when you practice right now. Okay, finally, I'd just like to say that I encourage you to practice these tools every day. Adjust them if you need, but if you schedule them into your normal practice routine, then when it comes to playing in public, I hope that you will feel more at ease as a performer.